These adorable sketchy rainbows are everywhere right now, so today I'm going to show you 3 ways to put it on a rock. Let's get started by creating the rainbows. I'm going to start with my neon Thule Art acrylic paint pen set and create these rainbow arches. Now these rainbow arches are meant to be imperfect, so you're going to make them. They're not perfectly rounded, they are not touching. Just kind of sketch them on and then fill them in to the thickness that you desire. I started with a paint pen because a lot of people may prefer to use these because you have the same control that you do holding a pen or pencil. And as with most paint pens, this will need a second coat to kind of fill in to make sure the color is nice and solid and there aren't the pen marks in the rainbows. Next, I'm going to create 2 more designs with gradient colors, so fading from a darker blue to a lighter blue and a darker turquoise to a lighter turquoise. I'm using a flat brush and painting on the arches very similar to the way I did the paint pens. They're imperfect, they don't touch, and they will need second coats of paint. I decided not to use the Liquitex gesso as a base for these colors because I thought it would take away from the imperfection of the arches, but you can see the difference in the solid colors without that base coat of the gesso, and that's okay. I just had to add a few extra coats to make sure these came out nice and solid, but it's a good example of how gesso can create a nice solid background for base coating any kind of color. So go ahead and add as many coats of color as you need to achieve the color that you would like on these rainbows. This middle color blue needed a few more coats because it was a little bit lighter and a little bit more watered down than my other colors. Now let's get into the design elements that make these sketchy rainbows so adorable. So this turquoise one, I'm going to call it my simple sparkle rainbow. I'm going to add a gray heart at the base of the rainbow. So I did use the gesso to base coat the heart, and then I'm going to paint it gray. Now I'm going to add 3 different types of glitter paint to the rainbow arches. For the larger, darker rainbow arch, I'm going to add the turquoise glitter paint. For the middle arch, I'm going to add the Sea Sparkle, which is a really fun glitter paint that's got multi-dimensional pieces of glitter in it. Then for the smaller arch, I'm going to add my Standby holographic glitter paint from Folk Art. The last step on this design is to outline the gray heart with silver glitter paint to give it a little bit of sparkle. Moving on to our blue rainbow, I'm going to take my Sakura Pigma fine line pen and I'm going to add a curlicue to my middle rainbow, and then I'm going to take a small dotting tool and add random white dots in between the top 2 rainbow arches. On the smallest arch, I'm going to add a line of simple black dots right through the middle. And finally, on that large arch, I'm going to add a line using a dotting tool of the holographic glitter paint just around the top of the arch to give it a little bit of sparkle. You can really play around with these designs and add anything you want. So let's come back to that neon rainbow that we started with in the beginning with the paint pens, and on this large arch I'm going to take a tiny dotting tool and add random scattered hearts all around the red arch. I'm going to add another simple set of dots around the blue arch and another set of the random white dots between the orange and the red arch. I'm going to give another simple line of the hologram glitter paint through the orange arch to give it a little bit of sparkle in the middle of the design. In the yellow arch, I'm going to add some triangular shapes, and again, imperfection is your friend. I went outside the lines of the yellow arch on this one, so you want it to be sketchy. In the green arch, I'm going to add a curly Q, and then I'm going to finish off in the purple arch with some simple lines. The design possibilities and color combinations on these little nuggets are endless. They're easy to create and they give the most adorable results. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I did, and don't forget to check out some of the other videos. Thanks for stopping by to watch, and I'll see you next time.